Hey, what's up everybody? Just want to give a quick shout out to a buddy of mine, MrJustRay. Just finished wrapping up a video with him and I want you all to check it out. Go to his channel, subscribe to his channel, a really good guy. So I'm going to put the link to the video that I just made with him right down there. So check him out, MrJustRay, here on YouTube. Really cool guy, knows his wrestling stuff. Check it out. Talk to y'all later. Peace.
What's up, guys? It's Just, and this is another edition of It's Not Just Wrestling. I'm here with gilbertblaze. What's going on, man?
What's up, everybody? I'm here chilling at home, relaxing.
So the first subject is, how did you get into wrestling or watching wrestling?
Well, how I got into it was basically I was with my father and we went to his friend's house and he was in the middle of watching WrestleMania 3. So when I got over there, the first match I ever saw was Macho Man Randy Savage versus Ricky Steamboat for the Intercontinental title. And when I was watching that match, it just completely hooked me. It was like hook, line, and sinker. I was just like, wow, I was amazed at what I was watching, and that just made me a wrestling fan right there.
What would you say your favorite match of all time is?
I can't never answer that question. I'm not really good with like what's my favorite type of thing, because it's like I have so many. But like in terms of it's hard to tell. Like I always go back and forth with Savage versus Ultimate Warrior, and I think it was Mania
8.
I think it was 8, 7 or 8, one of them. And I forgot what it was. It was like a retirement match, and that match to me was just, it had everything. Great storytelling. It was emotional. I mean, it really grabbed your attention. Like, people was crying. I was like freaking crying after that match was over. It was like so emotional when Warrior won and Savage and Miss Elizabeth reunited back in the ring together one last time at that moment. And so that was like one of my favorite matches of all time right there.
What would you say is your favorite wrestler of all time?
Has to be Randy Savage, the Macho Man Randy Savage. Like, it was like to me, that he was the one that just personified wrestling skills, great character, mic skills. I mean, he can be heel, he can be face. I preferred him more as a heel, but like, he was just amazing. Like, the man was a ring general. He controlled everything in the ring, and he knew what it was. What a pro wrestler was supposed to be is what Savage was. And he was like a short little guy, like not a muscle head, and he proved that he can be a big star and not be like the size of Warrior or Hulk Hogan.
Do you think he'll ever get put in the Hall of Fame?
I want him to, but I never take the WWE Hall of Fame serious, because it's not meant to be taken serious. But like, he deserves to be in every Hall of Fame there is. I mean, Savage, like, come on. But like, you know, I've seen him like actually promote the new WWE video game, like the All Stars game. So when I saw him promote that, I'm thinking maybe he kind of meant some fences with Vince or something, or perhaps, who knows. But hopefully he'll be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he was on the video game, and I think he did the one for his action figure too.
Yeah, he did, and I was really shocked to see that. I was really cool that, you know, he was promoting WWE product. But, you know, I mean, there's so many rumors as to why he's not in the Hall of Fame. We don't know what's the real scoop, though. But I really hope he does be in the Hall of Fame. He deserves it.
Do you think they should actually create like an actual Hall of Fame, like the Baseball Hall of Fame?
I think they should. I mean, there's so many wrestling fans out there. I think they would go to that Hall of Fame, you know, building. If it was like a wrestling Hall of Fame, they would actually go to that. I don't know, maybe I was hearing talks about NWA doing something like that, but I think they should do that. It would be cool.
I think if they did, it would be a good thing, but it might take away from access, because people would be able to get, you know, see certain stuff year round instead of seeing it only once a year.
Perhaps, but you know, you'll get a lot of people from all around the world, like Japan and Mexico, that like really hardcore wrestling fans will probably go to this building just to see that.
What did you think about the draft on Monday?
Nothing spectacular. It was, to me, it was like the whole Cena thing was a classic bait and switch from WWE. Like, I had a feeling he was gonna go back to Raw. I mean, there was no way they're gonna put Cena, their main guy, on the B show SmackDown. That's not taped live. You know, they need Cena on Raw. He's their considered big money draw in a sense. I knew Orton would go to SmackDown. That was the obvious choice, because they needed a top face to go to SmackDown, so Orton was the pick. But I don't want to see Orton as a heavyweight champion on SmackDown. I really don't want to see him in a title picture, but he will be, because the main event roster on SmackDown is so light. You know, Vince isn't big on Christian. He's never been big on Christian. So he's not going to be the main event scene for long. I knew Alberto Del Rio would go to Raw. Even before the whole Edge retiring, I knew Alberto Del Rio would go to Raw because every big star that comes out of SmackDown eventually goes to Raw, and I knew it was going to happen for him. So the question is whether or not he's going to take the title to Raw or not.
Do you think it would have been interesting to see if John Cena did go to SmackDown, SmackDown being The Rock's show? Would that have
exactly?
That would have been storyline?
Like when he first got drafted, I'm thinking, okay, he's on SmackDown, The Rock show. So The Rock would definitely take offense to that, so to speak. He'll try to talk about that. But it just didn't happen though. But next week The Rock is going to be on Raw, so that should be interesting.
How do you think the storyline between Rock and Cena is going to play out over the next year?
Well, the whole thing, I see The Rock been on Twitter a lot, still bad-mouthing Cena, so it's going to have to be like that. He's going to be having to bad-mouth Cena on Twitter and do his little appearances here and there throughout the year on Raw to, just to get the fans, excited still about the upcoming match. That's what they're going to have to do because Cena, like Rock is going to be doing all these movies and, Cena's doing his thing. Cena wants to be the heavyweight champion when he faces The Rock, and who knows if that's going to happen or not, but I just see them having to do like promos and cutting things, like making little like appearances here and there with each other just to try to freshen things up for like a whole entire year. So I hope it works.
Do you think it's going to be a hard match considering The Rock hasn't really wrestled in 7 years?
Well, that's the whole thing. I'm sure he's up for the challenge. I'm sure he's going to be training his ass off. He's going to be in that ring, trying to get the ring rust out, before the big, main event. But it remains to be seen what can he do still. I think he's still athletic enough to hold a match. I think he has it. He's still in great shape. He might want to get back into his own conditioning, his wrestling conditioning shape, but I think it won't be that much like too big of a ring rust. I think they'll just like go with the flow and like really work on each other.
Do you think they're gonna damper down, I guess, John Cena's matches just because they don't really want him to get injured because they're hyping up this match a year in advance, right?
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I mean, they're gonna have to be really careful with Cena and see what they plan out for him because if he gets hurt, then that's gonna ruin so much for them. And even with The Rock, I mean, he's gonna have to be careful with the movies he make. I mean, if he does his own action scenes, he can get hurt too easily. So, and I'm sure they're keeping their fingers crossed WWE that nothing, goes wrong between the two guys and everything works out perfectly.
Do you see Edge making any more appearances on SmackDown?
I can see Edge being a commentator. I can see Edge even being the Raw GM. I can see Edge, he's not completely done with the WWE. He'll take a few months off to like recuperate and, relax his mind or whatever like that. But, Edge in WWE is not done and over with yet. He's not going to wrestle, that's for sure. But he'll be back in some kind of capacity.
I think that would be a swerve if Edge came out and said that he was the Raw GM. After all, he was the one freaking out at the computer and stuff like that.
Him fighting the computer and beating the shit out of the computer, and then it turns out that he was a Raw GM. Like that would be a funny thing right there.
Do you think Elimination Chamber is going to be a good pay-per-view? Sorry,
Extreme Rules.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not too big on like their gimmick like pay-per-views like WWE. They don't. It's like they can do it so much. So it's like I'm looking forward to seeing what John Morrison can do actually in the main event and see what's going to happen. I'm sure he's going to probably take the pinfall though, but I'm interested to see what he can do. I'm kind of interested in seeing what's going to happen between Orton and Punk, and it would be great for Punk to get the last win, but I doubt that's going to happen either. But I mean, I'm not looking forward to it. I'm just curious to see what's going to play out with like different matches. But I don't see Cena winning the title either. I don't know, for some reason I don't see Cena winning the title.
Do you see maybe R-Truth running in during the triple threat?
Definitely can see that happening because Morrison and Truth are still on Raw, so they didn't get drafted. So they're going to continue their feud, and I could see him doing like a run-in. Definitely.
Do you think his character, I guess, villainous character is any good?
I was laughing at it when he turned heel. Like the facial expressions he was making when he put the cigarette in his mouth was so fucking funny. Like first I was shocked to see him light up a cigarette. I mean, we haven't seen that happen in WWE in like I don't know how many years. Like on television, WWE television. So I'm like, wow, this is like not PG right here, so to speak. But I'm glad that Truth is heel because when Truth was heel back in TNA, the early days of TNA, he was great as a heel, and people I know forgotten about that. But I want to see what they're going to do with him. It'll be interesting to see what can he do with him as a heel. But I like it. I didn't mind watching it.
Do you think that this is going to be the end of the Michael Cole Lawler feud at Extreme Rules?
I would hope so. I heard Jim Ross broke his right hander apparently during their match on Raw, so I don't know what's going to happen with that now with their match. But I would hope so because now it's dragged out way too long. It's gotten stale. I mean, the build-up before Mania was great, then the Mania match itself was horrid, and then now they're still prolonging this shit. So it's like Swagger now is on Raw, which really doesn't mean shit because Cole is on Raw and SmackDown. But I don't know. I mean, I think I would hope that this is the last of their feud right here because it's pointless after this. Like, what else can he do?
Yeah, I think it's getting ridiculous. I think with the whole him being in this little glass hut sort of thing.
Well, I actually like that. The whole like what coal mine or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny. But I mean, after a while, it's like, what else can he do with him? Like, how many times is him and King are going to go at it? You know, now they bring in Jim Ross in the mix, which is stupid. You know, but I mean, I don't know. Like to me, it got stale. Like that Mania match really killed like their whole feud because it was just so. It went on too long. It was horrible. We all knew it was going to be a horrible match. It should have been short and sweet, and it wasn't. Like Cole should have bled. Like he should have been bleeding after all the bad shit that he did, but it didn't happen. We didn't get like Cole getting a major beatdown, which is what everyone wants to see. We want to see Cole get a beatdown, but it remains to be seen if he's going to actually get that beatdown. What's
your take? I know you're a huge fan of Shimmer. What's your take on them bashing the Divas on Raw?
You know, like it's. I mean, good for them. You know, like Shimmer. See, Shimmer is a product that's been around for a couple of years now. And they need a TV deal so badly. Like, they have such great women's wrestling action going on. Like, their last volume, Volume 36, they did, like, a Survivor Series-style 8-woman elimination tag match. And it was really good, and they need to get promoted more. But, a lot of their girls have went on to TNA and even WWE now. So, there's a lot of girls in Shimmer that can be great for the WWE, that can go straight into FCW and train well. And they don't need, like, these models and other beautiful girls that WWE hires. But it remains to be seen. WWE will want to, take a look at Shimmer girls, but there's a lot of them that would be perfect for them. But I don't mind Shimmer bashing, the divas because, like with Serena Deeb, she's back in Shimmer right now, so they're bashing her, calling her a diva freak show, and saying that they don't want her there in locker room because she sold out for money, shit like that. That's pretty good to have, to promote that. But it's true though. Most of those girls in Shimmer, the Shimmer roster is like unbelievable talent.
What's your take on Awesome Kong coming in?
I like her name. It would have been nice to hear her as being Kong still, but I can understand why she wasn't Kong. Because they don't want Shawn to give her rights away. But the name sounds cool, and it remains to be seen what they're going to do with her. They put Beth Phoenix on Raw specifically so she can feud with Kong first. So that's going to be great to see. Now it remains to be seen if they're going to actually let them go at it, let them get like more of a 5-minute match. Like they can't hold Kong back for long. To me, I think they're not going to let her do her spinning back punch. They're not going to let her do that. Can she do the implant buster? Who knows? The sit-out power bomb, they may let her do that. But I just have a bad feeling she's going to hurt someone like Kelly or the Bellas. She's going to like break their nose or something like that, and then it's going to go bad on Kong, and they're going to really limit her like moveset. But it remains to be seen what they're going to actually do with her. I just hope like they don't just like parade her out there like some freak show, give her 1 or 2 matches, and then something bad happens, and then they fire her because. I don't know like how they're going to take her in the locker room backstage, how the WWE fans are going to like cater to her. But it's like Vince has a big opportunity to really do something magical with her. But it's all about how they prepare her and how they're going to do her character and see where it goes from there.
Well, man, I want to thank you for being on the show. And you guys out there, comment below and please sub. We'll catch you later. Peace.
All right, guys. Later.